Greenleaf.
Good evening.
Happy to have you back in our small environment, Woodstein.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Sometimes they say that people are destined to become something. About you, we can surely say you are destined to become a musician. Is that correct? I think your environment, your family,
Well,
you must become a musician.
you know, there were others before me
Of course.
who were more immersed into it because they had a chance to actually see, be with on a regular, meet and be with on a regular basis many of those greats. And I only knew some of them after the fact. I never traveled with my father when he, had his group, the Spiritual Gospel Singers of Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
I knew people who knew him during that time and were still friends with him and would come to our home. And our den had a piano in it, and people used to come and pull out their instruments and things like that and play, and that was amazing enough. And then later to find out that they talk about the times and the road and things like that, but to later find out to what extent we were talking about, that was always amazing in itself to me. So when you say destined for it, I don't know. I never thought that I was going to be a musician. I didn't think that I was going to be the one. I was quite resistant to it when we were children, and we were offered by our parents to be able to take music lessons. I declined.
Ooh.
My sister, Ursula, my younger sister, she wanted to, and so she took the lessons. And then there was a time when things were a little tight, because mom and dad were working people, what I mean? Things were a little tight, and they said, well, we, may have to cut your lessons down, for...
Because of
because of money. And so my younger sister really wanted it, and I made a deal with her piano teacher. If she would continue to give my sister lessons, then I would teach her how to cook. Because
a good deal.
That's because I heard her and her husband arguing about, that her cooking was crap, blah 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 blah. The cooking, you know what I mean? This and that and the other, and she was in tears. You know what I mean? And she was trying, but making some unbelievable mistakes. I mean, she a very sweet lady, very musically inclined, but literally could not boil water.
So you have two sisters? No, you have two singing ladies in the family.
Well, I mean, all of us sang.
Oh, but...
Yeah. But my younger sister, Ursula, she sang gospel. She was a minister. She became a minister. And I have our oldest sister. She has been the minister of music at her church for more than 40 years. And she also actually sang opera early on.
Oh.
Yeah, and retired. And is a retired educator also. The other sister does not sing. She's a retired librarian, but at a very high level, which I won't say what, but she's now retired also. My sisters are 20 and 21 years older than I am.
Ooh.
And my younger sister was 2 years younger than myself. But she played piano, organ, flute, piccolo, saxophone.
A musical family.
She was
musical
she was-
environment.
and we sang together.
Everything was there to become a good artist. Yeah, an artist with a great voice.
She
No, you.
well,
Yeah,
thank
you are an
Well,
artist with a
let me
great
say
voice.
this. I tell people all the time, if they had ever had the chance to hear our mother sing, they wouldn't even listen to me. Because she could literally sing anything she wanted to sing.
But she was a singer too.
She was a singer. She could, if she, if she heard a song that she liked, she could sing it. I don't care what style.
She sang it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And she liked a
great.
variety of music and a variety of styles.
You sing, but do you also play an instrument?
No, I only play first instrument, voice.
That's clear. For 3 years you were the president of the Houston Blues Society.
Yes.
The first lady that did that?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you implement some of your ideas in that time?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I wrote a lot of grants also
Yeah.
to help get the organization, up and going, a little bit better, because pretty good grant writer. I don't like it, but I'm good. And I produced the Willie Mae Big Mama Thornton Blues Festival.
Oh,
Yes, and it was a 3-day festival in Houston, Texas.
great names.
I had I'm so proud that I had a headlining on one festival, the Queen of Blues, Miss Coco Taylor.
Oh, I have something about her in the next question.
And I had Texas Johnny Brown, and we would honor someone also, some of the local legends, and I.J. Gosey and the Supremes. I.J. Gosey and Texas Johnny Brown both were part of the band for Junior Parker.
Oh,
Okay, for many years.
great.
And it was my intent to next honor Sherman Robertson.
Also,
But I had to continue touring with my band because I promised that I wouldn't go beyond 3 years. And then the next group, they didn't follow through. They said it was too much work.
let's go back to Coco Taylor. You named her because in 2014 and 17 you got the Blues Music Award. You won the Coco Taylor Award.
Yes,
How important was that for you?
extremely, because
Yes, because it's a great honor, I think, to get that reward.
yes, and I know that Coco, she wanted that in my hands because she called me up and when it was the last year that it was best traditional artist, we were in the category together. And she says, Diunna, she never called me Diunna, she always called me Diunna. Diunna.
No, Diunna, no.
I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I want you to know I just voted, and I just voted for you. I said, no, I just voted for you. She said, well, our votes will crisscross each other. But, she wanted, I think, some 26, 20 some odd times, stuff like that.
Okay.
But, and then she did win that year too, which I was real happy, and then we went into the bathroom and talked about it. She said, here, she said, this belonged to you. I said, no, I won't take it.
We have to go back till 2007 for your first album. It was 2007, I think, Cotton Field to Coffee House.
No, that was not my first
Not
album.
the first, and I'm not well informed, but
The first was Crazy But Live in Houston.
with which time? In 2000?
in 2004.
Okay, we have to go back to 2000.
Crazy but Live in Houston.
Why did we have to wait that long time? Because
because I don't have a producer or a
who could help you to?
I don't have a sugar daddy who can pay the money.
Do you still write new songs?
Oh, absolutely. I have a couple of notebooks that are filled with songs that I've written, but there's been a lot going on and I haven't been able to do it. As a matter of fact, Otis Clay was going to be coming down to Houston to record 2 of my original gospel songs with me for a CD, and he passed away. And before coming, I mean, it just seems like something's always happening. I'd save money for this. I mean, this is over a long period of time trying to save, because life gets, interrupts. Mm-hmm. So, you find yourself using it for something else that's critical at the time. Mm-hmm. But the hurricane came, you know what I mean? So that was a major blow. And then it was just a situation of survival, and trying to find a new place, a safe place. And that was August of last year, and we right now are back in hurricane season at home, and coming up, on the anniversary. And this was a hurricane of proportions that we've never seen before. Yeah, I mean, the water covered homes. I mean, covered the roofs of homes.
Oh.
Compromised buildings and foundations, and they just fell. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And when you're looking out over an area that should be highway or cement or something like that, and it looks like an ocean.
Just only water.
Only water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and I was on upper floor, and
waiting to be helped.
Yes. Uh-huh. So it's pretty humbling,
Mm-hmm.
And of course, at a time like that, you're not really thinking about your next CD project. You're just trying to think about survival.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's your latest album.
Yes, and this, when we say latest,
I didn't say your last album. Your latest album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's from
Trying to Hold On, from 2011. I can tell you from 2011 because I released this in 2011 to celebrate the 100th birthday of both my father, Ben Greenleaf, and the father of Delta Blues, Robert Johnson.
Yeah.
Because
Mr. Robert Johnson, yeah.
both, this was their 100th birthday
of Mr. Johnson.
And my father.
Oh, both.
My dad was born September 28th, 1911.
11, that's
You see? So,
We can.
we had the oldest parents on the block, but all the kids were at our house in the neighborhood because our parents were the most active. And, even though they many times were working 2 jobs, they let kids know that they were invested in their good welfare and education. Besides us, my parents also raised 3 other children and let them keep their own name, their name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sent them to college.
Yeah.
Because at the time their own parents were not, yes, they weren't able to do it. And Daddy had this thing that, he said, we never let, if there is a child in the family or a close relation that we know that's in jeopardy of going into the system, we don't let that happen. So family emergency meeting is called, and it is decided who would be best to take the care of.
The children.
That's right. And so.
Your parents helped them.
Yes.
It was great. Like we said, 2011. Is there something new coming on? Working on a new album or?
As I said, well, no, I don't know if I told you or not, but I have enough to make. I have enough new music.
Make it 5 albums.
Well, if you want to take, yeah, literally, at least 3 with 15 songs each.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were talking about that just last night. But I don't like to do any of the new music until it has been protected. And so there's still a lot of this music that hasn't been heard by the masses because as an independent, I don't have an agent. I don't have a manager, stuff like that. There are some agents who will call me because they get calls asking if they represent me, and then they'll call me, and I will let them represent me for that event or something like that. But in general, people who want to hire me, they get in touch with me by email or, they know
how to find.
That's right. They get on the site, see the number, and they call.
Are there still open items, things that you want to do in the next years?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot that I want to do.
I always call about a bucket list. So
yeah. Well, the bucket is overflowing. So the thing is having the time, the resources in order to do those things. And in some cases, the support, in order to bring some of those things to fruition. But it's, as you continue to live and things don't necessarily get easier. Sometimes they get more complicated in the.
You will finish.
Sometimes it gets more complicated.
So, Then I will ask you my last question. What can we expect tonight? What's on your set list? What are you going to bring us?
I'm going to bring you me.
Yeah, this evening on the show.
I'm going to bring you me.
Bring you me, yes.
So,
That's enough.
yeah, if you want me to be quite honest with you, I have kind of hurt my foot, and I've been trying to see how I'm feeling with my foot because I never sit down. But I'm hoping and praying that this situation with my foot will be okay, and but either way, I'm going to bring you the music, and I can't bring you all of the music that I want, and I've just sat here with the guys and told them I want to shorten some songs so that I can bring you more songs instead of doing the full thing. All the songs that I write have several verses.
Oh.
So, depending
You
on
never
the...
know which version you...
That's right, because, they don't let you put all that on the CD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They tell you if the song is too long, they won't play it on the radio.
Nah.
Okay.
3
So,
minutes.
what can you, come on, you know what I mean? If the situation is complicated, you got to work it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
But on stage that's possible. And you have the time, you can bring it as long as you want.
The best place to see us is at a festival or a private event because you get the full meal deal.
Yeah.
You don't have to settle for just the blue plate special. You know what I mean? That's the half portion at the cafeteria. You know what I mean? You get the whole meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can go back for seconds. Sometimes I look out there and I see people, something has happened in their life and everything like that, and you can tell they're working it out. They're working it out, you know what I mean? I can see the tears flowing, you know what I mean? And they're still working it out, you know what I mean? It gets to be kind of church-like, they like, don't you stop that song, don't stop. You can see it when they throw their hand up like that, so you let them work it out. Let them work it out so that they can exhale and they can feel cleansed when they leave. They can feel relieved, you know what I mean? So, and it does the same for us. It does the same for us.
I have a last item. This week, Aretha Franklin died. What was a short reaction? What did she meant for you?
I have literally not stopped crying.
Can't believe that, yes.
I could believe it, but I was praying for a different outcome. But when I saw her a month ago, I knew that it wouldn't be that long. Aretha Franklin, well, first of all, in the gospel arena, okay, Mahalia Jackson was Aretha's guardian on the road, okay. Mahalia was good friends with my mother and father, okay, as well as the angelic gospel singers and some of the young men that my father coached in singing, which was Joe Tex, Taylor Jr., Johnny Taylor, Sam Cooke, Cecil Shaw. Cecil Shaw married the only lady who was part of the Shaw Singers. Ray Charles married the only lady who was part of the Shaw Singers, okay? Cecil Shaw and my father were deacons at the same church until death. They were friends, from that time when they were young men until death, okay? So, just because I don't go out and talk about those connections and things like that, it's not that they're not there. I'm not trying to ride their coattail. I have to make my own statement. You know what I mean? So if people like what I do, fine. If they don't, that's fine, because everybody has their own taste. That's right. That's right. And so I just try and bring it as I feel it. And that's that. But there are so many other connections. I mean, not just with the gospel folks, but with the blues players. BB met my father first through gospel. Did you know that BB sang gospel?
I've never heard him sing, but I believe that he can do this.
Yes, yes.
Everybody knows him.
He told me, he said Daddy never charged him anything like that because he knew he didn't have any money, but he let him hang around there with the other fellas. He said, and my mother fed him. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
We are going to finish this. Yeah. We are
Okay.
going to finish this, Mrs. Greenleaf. Again,
Yes.
thank you a lot.
Thank you
Thank you a lot for your time.
very much.
And we are happy to see you on stage later on.
All right.
Have a
then.
great show.